Thank you so much for clicking on this video. So I recently spent 10 days in Thailand in March 2025 to be specific, and I want to share with you my thoughts, my experiences, my regrets, everything, or as much as I can in a video. You're in for a ride. It is going to be a bit of a long video, so grab a drink, maybe put some headphones on and be multitasking whilst you're listening to the 80-bit stories within this. But yes, because it's long, I am putting in some spoilers right here at the beginning. So what to expect, or at least what I experienced, okay? I did not like the Thai food that I ate personally. Everyone before I went kept saying Thailand is the land of smiles. Anyway, customer service, most times it was borderline terrible in my experience. Almost no one spoke English, which was a shock for me personally. Shopping, you will love it. It's excellent. Bangsu Junction, MBK, all the malls are worth the hype essentially, but not everything is a bargain. That's what I would say. Do not fly with Shenzhen Airlines. Whatever you do, don't fly with them. I would say also, don't expect to see the sky. Just clouds and fog. Your money will go a long way. Your money will go a long way. And being 7 hours ahead made me feel good. It made me feel ahead of life. The Grab app is all you need for food and transport. It's all you need. Super reliable, super good. Lastly, don't be like me and literally fall to the ground, as in like fall over, was running during an earthquake. So yeah, that's basically what's in this video. So right off the top, the day we travel. So we traveled when there was a fire at Heathrow or near Heathrow, which is, I don't even know. At that point, I didn't care. Okay, there was a fire and no flights were taking off from Heathrow or landing at Heathrow. The entire airport had no electricity. Our flight got cancelled on the day we were supposed to leave, of course. We eventually flew the next day at the exact same time, but the stress in between felt like a week had gone past. Shenzhen Airline and their customer service, never in my life. Never. I think, do you know what it is like? We flew with Air China coming back, but we flew with Shenzhen. Like, you know, when you're planning a trip, okay, you're looking at money, you're looking at budget, you're looking at prioritizing where you want to put your coin, you know, which makes perfect sense until you experience sassy, low speaking customer service on the phone at 3 a.m. because it took you an hour to get through to somebody, and then halfway through that the phone cuts and they say they'll call you back and then they don't. Like, it was just so much stress that. And then my other sister was flying with Singapore Airline. It was the smoothest rejig because everything happened. It was out of their control. Nobody expected that Heathrow, the entire airport, was shut down. We were all flying out the same day, but some of us were using different airlines. And Singapore Airline, bish bash bosh, solved within minutes. We knew that. It took us calling them over and over again because they were not updating their website. Their airline was not, Shenzhen that is, was not updating on the Heathrow website. You had to call them, and they only have an international number, which my sister got charged so much for calling. And then later on we found out that if you call Air China in London, they would transfer you to Shenzhen. But that whole stress, basically don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay, finally we land in the Bangkok. We spent 5 days in Bangkok. First impressions, the heat will greet you as soon as you leave your aeroplane. I loved it. I love heat, and it's humid heat, and I love humid heat for selfish reasons. My skin, I just do better in humid weather. We stayed in a 3-star hotel, and honestly it was the cutest, most boutique vibe hotel I've ever stayed in. It definitely deserved an extra star. That was not a 3-star hotel. We went by the reviews, not the stars, and we went by the location and pictures, and we were not disappointed. The customer service got worse by nighttime, let's just say that. I don't know if it's a language barrier thing, or if maybe us ordering room service at night they didn't like it. I don't know. During the day, the girls are very smiley. At nighttime, the man that was on duty, like, they had 24-hour front desk and a 24-hour kitchen, but when we seemed to utilize the things, we were not sleeping. We never adjusted to that. 7 hour difference. We were not sleeping, we were eating at like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. And we're not noisy, but something just seemed to detach when it came to customer service at nighttime, and that was a shame, but that's my experience. Okay, so when it came to the weather, yes, hot is just the default, and I don't mind. Obviously it gets nicer at nighttime, which is cool. When we got to Phuket, it dawned on me that actually I have not seen the sky for the last 5-6 days. Like, you just don't see the sky. It's either foggy or it's cloudy. It just looks like it's threatening to rain, and I don't know if all of it was the pollution or some of it was just rain clouds moving and then the fog staying. I don't know, but that was something I noticed. Okay, moving on. I hold my hand up on this one. I was so excited about the trip that I researched the crap out of life in Bangkok, life in Phuket. Actually, this trip, traveling to Thailand, is what made me become more of a user of TikTok. I've never used TikTok in my life as much as I used it for going to Bangkok. And day and night I was on this app looking at people's experiences, looking at people's reviews, and it was great. I loved it. But the shock, what was now in my imagination and what I experienced in reality, it didn't compute, because I had built this impression. I over-researched basically. So my advice to you is leave room for real life to surprise you and don't over-research, because I think I definitely did. This sounds very dumb saying it, but it's another thing, experiencing another person's amazing time, for you to realize actually it hits different when you experience disappointment because of your own imagination. For example, I think in all the research, because I was watching TikTok videos and obviously they're in English and they're explaining about all these things, and you're just seeing how touristy Thailand is, I just imagined that, yeah, English won't be the main language, but at least we'll be able to understand each other between the desperate sign languages that you do when you're trying to explain, the translating app. You know, we will eventually understand each other. I realized in Thailand, I didn't have any of that. I just had to enjoy myself by myself in this big country, big, beautiful country. But I couldn't talk to anyone. I've struggled because many people just don't speak English. And the app does not help. So I'm going to try to explain this. I think when I say my name is OHLEEN in the Google Translator app, it translates word for word. It doesn't fix it to be in the order with which their local language will make what I'm saying make sense to them, if that makes sense. An example, I was in 7-Eleven. I was trying to pay for the cup with ice, because I'd come up with my own cocktail, because that's what you do in 7-Eleven. You get lost in there and you come up with your own cocktail. I had come up with my cocktail. Anyways, I'd found this drink, this little mixture with the jelly drink, this iron drink that you get from Big C, and then I would walk to a 7-Eleven to get the big cup, because I preferred their cup, and pay 10 baht for the cup and ice. Now, the first time I learned that minimum card transaction is 200 baht. So I was trying to explain, okay, don't worry, hold on, let me go and pick something to make it 200 baht to meet the minimum. And you could just see the panic, like, oh, you haven't paid. And I'm like, okay, let me bring up the app. Brought out the app to say, let me go and pick some more items. I'll come back and I'll pay for it all together by card, because I didn't have cash. It was like 10 minutes, 10 painful minutes of me, the app, my sign language, trying to explain that I'm going to pick up more items in your shop, in your 7-Eleven, and come back to the till and pay, and it will now be 200 baht so I can pay by card. It was so difficult, and that's what showed me that the app Google Translate, it doesn't work. It didn't work for me. So again, going back, anchoring on the language thing, for me, traveling, language, this sounds silly saying it out loud, but I think I will find it easier to think about relocating to a country where we can communicate easily with locals before I consider going to Thailand, because I don't want to go out to a country and meet another tourist and hang out with other tourists. I don't want that to be my go-to. That can be a part of my experience, but not my default. Anyway, we move from that one. Customer service was very shaky. Like, for example, like I mentioned earlier, the guy, room service, us ordering coffee and tea in the evenings. It became our evening ritual. Like, when the first time I asked him, he was like, "You want it now?" I said, "Yes, please, if we could have it now." And he just continued looking down. And then he said, "Do you want it right now?" And I was like, because I was thinking maybe he wants me to go and get it, show me where it is, because he was by himself and it was nighttime and he was at front desk as well. So I was happy to go and get it, or I don't know. But the energy was very much like, "Saka, do you want it right now? Like now? Can you wait?" That was the energy. And then, okay, another example of customer service. Fruit vendor. I went to buy fruits. This was now in Phuket. Went to buy fruits to do a little video of fruits I haven't eaten before. And I was asking the lady, so she had cut up fruits in ice because it's hot. And then she had whole fruits that weren't cut, fresh fruit. So I was asking her, like, when I saw something that I was curious about, like, which one from this one that is cut up is the whole one, you know? Yes, I could have gone and found out afterwards, but, you know, again, I want some dialogue. And she continued cutting, and she said that one. She pointed to a pile of fruits. And so I was like, which one? Anyway, long story short, she ended up getting very sassy and getting frustrated that the last time I asked was when she was like, "This one," like she said it in Thai, but she was basically saying, "That one." Yeah. And then she continued whatever she was doing. And I said, okay, I left it. And then the same day, the same moment, I walked away from that place. I still bought, that's fine. I walked away and saw a lady, she had pots lined up and she was about to start dishing up. She looked like she'd just assembled, ready for the day, because I went in the morning to buy the fruits. So I walked up and I was like, I think I said, "What are you serving?" And she said, "Thai food." And I was like Thai food can mean Thai food can mean anything. Anyway, so I was like, okay, can I see? This woman walked and started serving another like local Thai couple, and I just walked off, because I don't know again if it's the intimidation or the language barrier, but the customer service was just really good. It was really good. I mean, I have so many examples. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm saying to you, from me to you, that the customer service was not what I expected. In summary, I would say I think communication is really important. That sounds, again, very silly, but I found it really hard to do the small talks that I like to do with locals. And if you know me on Instagram, I always have little series of conversations with taxi drivers, giving me marriage advice, money advice, them telling me about their wives, what they like about their wives, how long they've been married, what they like to eat, where do they shop, how much do they make. I love those conversations that organically happen. And I just didn't have any of that when I was in Thailand. Generally, I felt like Thai people are generally very sincere and very honest. The only time we experienced a bit of krum was the taxi driver that took us from Bangkok, our Bangkok hotel, to the airport to head to Phuket. He tried to say because of the earthquake, the motorway is closed. To which we said, okay, no problem, just follow the route the app has given you. If we meet any obstacles, we'll reroute. But he was pushing for money extra to be paid upfront right now because he needs to not take the motorway because he thinks it might be closed. And we were like, no, sir, we're not doing that. Because he kept saying, what time is your flight? So I think he wanted to make us feel like, oh, you're not going to make it unless I do this. And for me to do this, you need to pay extra. Moral of the story, leave early, leave on time. Traffic is raw in Bangkok, but the driver should not be asking you for money extra out of the Grab app. Just don't do it. And use Grab. You don't need anything else. Grab is more than enough for you to book your bikes. Oh my God, we had so much fun with those bikes. Oh, loved them. Little things for me. The bikes, don't pay any extra. Food through Grab, amazing. Oh, and deliveries come hot because I guess things are really close by and those bikes are so quick, and also it's hot, so things don't get cold quickly. Oh my god, speaking of customer service, another one that just came to my mind. We were at the first restaurant we sat in Phuket. A screw fell from the ceiling into my sister's boyfriend's plate, and this can happen. It's a screw. It's got a mind of its own. It doesn't have a mind, in fact. But the staff, like 4 of them, came and they seemed more concerned about the fact that a screw had fallen from their roof, not about the food, what to do, not the customer. They were more concerned about, oh my god, our screw, it seemed. And when they finished, like, you know, they just walked off. Like, no comment to the, literally, I mean, it's not like, it's not a, at least offer some kind of something, comment. But again, back to the language barrier thing, I think, I don't know. So yes, it was as simple as just spinning the plate and eating the side where the screw didn't touch. But, you know, luckily it wasn't like a soup or anything. It was chicken wings or something like that. But it was just the way that was handled. Again, just like, what? Okay, speaking of food, I ate 2 dishes that were Thai that I liked. So I think the issue was where we were buying from, not Thai food, because in general, I love curries. I love Thai food, the one that I do eat in England, which is not even like authentic. So I think we were just having bad luck with ordering from the right place, the right thing, if that makes sense. We lived on a lot of KFC, and their KFC is on another level, 10 out of 10. The dust that they sprinkle on top of the chicken and the chicken wings, I don't know what they're doing over there, but they're doing it right. The KFC out there is nice. The earthquake hit whilst we were in Bangkok Junction. I looked up at the ceiling after trying on some jeans that I decided not to buy. I decided not to buy them because the woman was quoting me what was equivalent to £18 for secondhand jeans, which personally I'm like, because I had just bought Levi's skirt the day before, £10 or something like that. Anyway, long story short, she was trying to swindle me, and this is what you need to look out for in these markets. So many things, buy them because you love it, not because you think it's a bargain. Anyway, Bangkok Junction with the earthquake. So I just finished trying on these jeans and I looked up in the ceiling and all the aircon and the pipes were swaying, and I was like, oh my god, look. So I was like to my sister, oh my god, look. And then we hear screaming and then everyone is running. At this point, we're just following the crowd and I'm just like, follow the locals, follow the local. And my other sister was running down the escalator amongst other people, and we head for the stairs. We thought were the stairs. It turned out to be where cars go down from the story building, because it's like a 9-floor building or 7 floors of just market and stalls of secondhand things or vintage things. Really cool place. Anyway, I fall over. I literally fall over in this crowd, and my sister's boyfriend had to stand over me and yank me up so I can continue running. I cracked my phone. The back of my phone right now has a hole on it because it wasn't in a case. And still at this point, I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, the building's integrity had been compromised. Earthquake did not come to my mind whatsoever. I'd never experienced an earthquake. I'd never. It was when we got outside across, in fact, into Chaku Market, that we started seeing videos of other buildings that fell, that I realized and learned it was an earthquake. In the moment, it took us 2 hours to get out of that area, and it took my sister's boyfriend 4 hours because for 2 hours he was looking for a ride and he couldn't find one. Where we were was heavily impacted, so like cars were struggling, bikes were struggling to come and go. We had given up trying to get a taxi at this point, because taxis, whatever you do, just if you can, don't book taxis, get a bike, because they do the whole traffic thing. In a car, traffic is so bad, you will feel so silly. Unless you just want to nap in the taxi, then yeah. But if you want to get home quick, get on a bike, or avoid moving around during rush hour times because the traffic is so real, it's so bad. Anyway, in the moment, we were like just adrenaline, if that makes sense. As soon as I got into my hotel, The nausea was so bad. I have never experienced anything like it. And I think because I didn't realize the building was moving and then we were also running in the building, I think it disorientated me internally somewhere. All of us, in fact, because we were out of action until like 11 p.m. I guess also plus the heat, but I've never felt nausea like that. It was almost like as soon as I had to raise my head slowly and wait and then move, because anything, it will make me feel dizzy. Like, you know, that nauseous feeling. It was really bad. I gave it to the Thai construction, you know, the Asia construction industry, because the only building that like catastrophically, you know, fell was the one that was under construction. Other things moved, yes, scary, but they moved. And like glasses broke, swimming pool, they love a rooftop swimming pool, that kind of broke, but that was all. They coordinated well, the military came out. Once you were out of the moment of panic, they handled it well. I give it to them. And it was my first time experiencing an earthquake, so I don't have anything to go by, but I felt okay. Side note, I think Uber, Deliveroo, Grab are all one thing. We ordered pizza one night and the bag came with a Deliveroo sign, even though we ordered it from Grab. And when you can't find a ride in Grab, it tells you to look on Uber. I haven't done my research yet, but I think it's all one thing, which kind of makes sense. The only regret I have is not buying more than I did when I was coming back. I should have stocked up more on my face masks, on my sauces for cooking Thai inspired dishes. I should have stocked up on things like matcha. Matcha is really expensive, so it's that side. I imagine it will be cheaper. The cocktail I was making costs me total 28 baht, which is like, I can't even remember, but the drink itself was like 22p, which is just unheard of for an iron supplement. So out there, things are a lot cheaper, and I think I should have done more. I would go back to Thailand to shop. I won't be excited about anything else other than the shopping, of which I think I'll probably go traveling in other neighboring countries and then wind up in Thailand, do my shopping and then go home, if that makes sense. If I return to Thailand, I don't think it'll be on my account. But if you want to pay me for my flight and hotel, I'll come. But I don't think I'll be spending my money to go to Thailand. Oh my god, let's talk about malls. One thing I noticed being out there is they do things on a massive scale when it comes to malls. It's almost overwhelming. In fact, it is overwhelming. I don't know, like walking is, you will be fit by the time you have spent time in Thailand, because the malls are massive. To get around them, it's quite a walk. It's a very healthy lifestyle, and don't know if it's healthy for your wallet, but Central Phuket, Central World, MBK, Bangsu Junction, all of them, I think they're worth the hype. At least they're worth going to at least see and experience the grandiosity of it all. I think it just makes you realize things can be better and they can be bigger. I think sometimes when you live in the West, you just feel like this is it, you know, but then when you go out and you see how developed other places are, not even, it doesn't have to be more developed in the West, but just their approach, it's just very inspiring and very eye-opening. It's great. It's really good. I would just say that be mindful, not everything is a bargain. Be very, very mindful that buy it because you love it, but not because it's a bargain only, if that makes any sense. I'm going to stop here because I have talked so much. If you want to see a summary of my 10 days, I made an Instagram highlights of from day 1 to 10 of all the things I did, or all the places we went to, and yeah, just fun moments, especially the fruits video. That was funny. And so yeah, thank you so much if you're still here for staying to the end of the video. I will see you in my next one, and if you want me to do a deep dive into exactly what I spent, let me know. I normally do that for videos in Africa because I want to showcase my audience, I want to showcase, you know, what it's like, the cost of living in that part of the world. But if you want me to do a video about my spending in Thailand, let me know through the comments. The reason I just feel like I'm not going to, because there's so many other creators that have made such invaluable content about Thailand. But if for whatever reason you want me to specifically go into how we navigated Thailand, let me know. Navigated it financially. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. Thank you. Thank you so much if you're still here. I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, please stay safe out there. See ya.